Hello, everyone, and welcome to ODND Presents a Fistful of Dice, a Deadlands campaign. I am Jeff, the Marshal, and in the pair together in Boise.
I am Dan, and I play Bartholomew Champsworth of the Atlanta Champsworth. And I am apparently hunting worms now.
Je suis Franck Verneau. I am also hunting worms. And I'm Airy. And y'all, we had an earthquake here in Idaho. It was effed up.
We're all going to be kind of on that for a while. That's how much scotch I have left. There's really not much left.
Earthquake in
It's
that?
a decent amount of scotch, though. It's respectable.
It's a respectable amount. Like I'm not gonna have all of that right now.
No?
No.
Kimberly's no fun.
If those of you listening have any scotch, go grab it.
To give to Kimberly.
To give to Kimberly.
Because this is like $75 a bottle. So I'm like,
What kind is it?
Oban.
Oh, man.
I've been to the distillery, so you know.
Aww.
If we ever get around to having a
clean.
If we ever get around to having a Patreon, there should be a special level that is just give Kimberly booze. Your donation will 100% go to
Giving Kimberly booze.
Yay!
Speaking of,
Hi, I'm Kimberly. I have some scotch now. I'm pretty happy about that. I play Alice Taylor. I am a respectable businesswoman.
Except we came really close to making her make herself a V8 in coconut vodka.
that was Alka Salsa.
It's coconut rum. And
we're also mid-quarantine, so...
Yeah.
Yes, dear listeners, this is week 3 of COVID quarantine, week 4 of COVID quarantine. We're all a little punchy.
It's only week 2 for me, but
yeah, only Jeff and Josh have been. Their leaders are way more on top of this shit than we are.
I've only been out of the office since Friday.
I mean, we're the epicenter, so...
Exactly.
Right.
Ari and I work in jobs that allow us to work from home. Ari's is state-based. Mine is healthcare-based.
I am furloughed and have applied for unemployment today, so...
Yes. And I get to work from home.
My mom's working from home. So she goes downstairs, and at 4:00, and she comes up here for her lunch break, and then at 4:00 when she gets off work, she comes upstairs, and you know,
nice.
It's kind of cute.
Well, it's important to you. For those of you listening at home, I am a sysadmin, so I've been reading a lot of stuff about what you should do when you work from home because I'm helping put together documentation and stuff, and so it's important to make sure you get dressed in the morning. You know, do your whole morning routine like you normally would do.
Well, check.
When you take lunch, it's important to step away from your machine. Go elsewhere, like go to the living room or something and take a true separation. Otherwise, your brain starts losing track of the days. Even like I didn't really take lunch at work. I usually worked through it so everyone else could take lunches, but I'm being good and actually taking real lunches now. So it's important to do all that to give yourself a clear delineation.
Yeah, Mom either comes up here to spend her lunch break upstairs watching TV, or she goes and lays down in the bed with the cat.
That's important too.
Yeah,
That is important.
I binge watched Gallivant on my lunch break.
Nice.
Because
We never finished that.
That's a long lunch break, man.
yeah,
to binge the whole series.
yeah, I did binge the whole series. No, I binged like 2 episodes of lunch break for a week. Of course, then I was walking around the house for the next 48 hours. In the days of old, there was a legend that was told of Gallivant. Anyway.
Jason knows what's his name.
Yes, he
The
knows what's his name. He
evil-
plays what's his name.
Shush. The evil or the bad guy.
He's the guy who
Timothy
played Lassie
Osmond?
on Psych, right?
What?
Timothy Osmond?
Yes.
I'm going to need to talk to Jay about that.
Yes, totally.
Um,
He's apparently very nice.
Our last guy hasn't gotten to introduce himself.
yeah, I was
Oh,
going to
sorry.
say, speaking of Josh,
First,
Yo,
he needs to introduce his dog because it's adorable.
because he's a cutie pie who got his first home haircut, and it's super
Oh.
lopsided.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do that with Kiki soon.
Hey gang, my name's Josh. I play Percy Clemens, also known as Clem, a deserter from the Confederate Army.
Nailed it.
I thought you were gonna say
Yes.
deserter extraordinaire.
Oh yeah, that's right.
deserter from the French Foreign Legion.
Darn it! No, that was the wrong one.
And even though I work in conservation, I am also telecommuting, and it's a very interesting pivot for me. So
Oh, I bet.
He's got one of those, like bomb diffusing robots, but they gave it a chainsaw. And it just drives around the woods cutting bad things down.
I've
Cut
torn up
down
the
trees,
carpet in
I
the
wear high
apartment.
heels, like suspendies and a bra.
Hey, I have seen Fern Gully. I know about lumberjacking equipment, and it's scary.
Yeah,
Take that big old machine out.
Yeah.
and it spews out
Josh,
like.
do you know Nexus personally?
Just give him a little kiss every time he comes out of the chainsaw. Like,
They high five and say, "Go team!"
I love how I said I'm into conservation work, and you guys immediately that's the opposite of what you guys are talking about.
Yeah.
Wait, so you don't conserve trees by chopping them down?
Okay.
That tree
There's
belongs in a
little bit of
museum.
that.
All the museums are full of trees Josh chopped down.
Oh man, we got another shipment coming in. These ones are Douglas fir.
All right, and on that note, I am grabbing some whiskey.
Fivel, you can't have the snake. You
So-
can't have the snake.
So, dear listener, that's how tonight's gonna go.
Yeah, it's gonna be a thing. We haven't socialed that much.
Yeah.
We've distanced
And
more than
even
social.
even though most of us are happy little introverts, we're all still going a little bit.
I don't know. I haven't hit that point yet. I'm still okay.
I hit that point like really bad earlier this week. Like I was just like I was telling you a little bit before we got started that I was going to bed at like 5 p.m.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I was just like I have no desire to do anything at all. And
Well,
I
in
was-
Aries' defense, she lives with her best friend.
I
That's
live with
true.
my mom.
And we both still have work to break up the days.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I don't.
Not in my defense, more in Kimberly's
Kimberly's
defense.
defense.
Exactly.
Anyway, so last time,
Dan's gonna tell us.
I'm going to tell you a story about what happened last
Wait,
time.
which color chip does he get?
Wait, what?
Oh,
White.
You're
If it was
good.
higher, you're going to try?
Oh hell yeah!
You want to try?
No, it's for a white one. No.
Oh, okay, Ari, I will give you a red one if you do.
Okay.
But I'm not going to help you.
How in depth? Okay, I remember that Frank. Oh shit, I don't remember names. What's your brother's name or cousin's name?
Horse.
Frank
My
and
little
Horace
buddy
were
Horace.
learning from Clem how to somersault over hedges,
I remember that.
and I did not make it. And then we kind of, Bartholomew went off to work at the bank and did his own thing. And then for some reason we all joined together to go get jobs. And we
I
went
don't know
to...
why you guys did that.
Because
We're all going to the same place.
we're all BFFs now. we
think,
followed.
Clem had nothing planned, and the other two of you needed to head that direction, you thought.
Yeah, we thought.
For me, I was just going, and you guys were going in the same direction as I was. I was
yeah,
like,
exactly. But I
fine,
guess we
whatever.
did. But then, of course, you're going in. Well, so Allie
Oh,
found
God,
a
yes.
shop that was for rent. And so she went and found across the street. She went to the apothecary who
Yeah.
was renting that out, and she was trying to convince him of the legitimacy of her tonic.
It was my philosopher's stone and how I made it.
That's what he said. He's like, "Oh, how much philosopher's stone do you use?" And
You think he
you're
just said
like,
how much stone, and I'm
You
like
just said
7.
stone, yeah.
Yeah.
How much stone did
And-
you use? I'm like 7.
Allie did the best she could to pull it out of her ass.
She did a great story that worked well as a preview video.
Thank you.
And he
not
laughed
buy
so hard that he probably pooped some philosopher's stone. But then he offered her a job.
Yep.
Yes.
And see, in our defense, Frank and Clem weren't willing to leave Allie alone with some strange guy until he offered her a job. Then all bets are. Oh, and Clem dropped everything in the store.
Oh,
so
that's right.
Allie had to clean it all up. And then we dipped.
Fact.
And then we
Bye.
headed to another 3 or 4 hours away to the shipyards, which are the shipyards are just a bunch of ships on the sand, right?
Yep.
And
Yep.
then we Frank talked her way into a job on a ship. I don't remember the name of the captain.
I
Fred.
think
Fred.
Your captain is
Fred.
Captain Stubbs.
Oh, that's right. And I don't know why he was fine with Frank, but then he also said if you have any friends that want to join. So Clem and I hoofed it back to Bartholomew's aunt's house, and then I think I successfully dove over a hedge.
You did.
Good job.
And then we talked
Excuse
to
me.
Bartholomew and Allie about joining us on the worm hunt. And
Going
first we
on a
started by
worm
asking if we
hunt.
could have Horace. And then
Bartholomew's
aunt was like, apparently she owns the shipping company or something, and she wanted to send Bartholomew out as a...
Protect her investment.
Yeah, I kind of pictured like the lawyer from Jurassic Park.
Basically, I think that's a pretty accurate description.
Well, considering we're going after giant worms, now I know what's going to happen to him.
Oh no! I'm never pooping.
And then Allie's boss said that he could use something in that they could find.
I think it was just some, like, worm
Part of
goo,
the
wasn't
worm?
it? Wasn't it, like,
Yeah.
worm awful?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we all set out. We all
Worm-
got jobs, and then we all, well, then all of you guys
Yeah.
left. Did I miss anything?
No, I think that's pretty
I
much
think
it.
you did it.
Woo!
Last time on A Fistful of Dice, our heroes made it to Salt Lake City only to find family, friends, and jobs waiting for them there. Frank, enticed by the thrill of hunting a salt rattler, signed on with Harold Towers' Salt Flats Worming Company and convinced her friends to sail across the open desert with her. Will they find a worm? Will they learn of Towers' enemies? Find out now on ODND Presents A Fistful of Dice. Allie now works for Dr. Seal.
Oops.
And yes. And a few other little things, like Bartholomew now has a key to the bank of Deseret. So
Yep.
Yep.
Well, that's
okay.
right, because you got a job at the bank.
Yeah.
So
I think we were having dinner, so we ended the night going to bed.
yes. So then the so the question is, do you want to wake up the next morning, or do
Yes.
you want to? Okay.
Yes.
I don't
I
want
mean,
to die in my
Ideally,
sleep.
I would like to wake up in the morning.
I mean, do we need to roll for that?
So, like, only
What hour
Josh
do
does
we
with his
wake up?
nightmares.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Damn it. Is that another spirit check?
Yeah, right.
I meant to say.
I roll on my apnea chart. Oh, I got an 11.
Yeah. Oh, I got shit sleep.
Oh no, your CPAP fell off.
Yeah, middle of the night, and I suffocated to death.
Womp womp.
How
What were
is
you
it
going to
sleeping
say,
with?
Jeff?
I was going to say, do you want to wake up the next morning, or do you want to like hand wave and fast
I
forward,
have
like,
not
3
yet
days?
met the captain. You
All
can't
right.
you can't just skip Bartholomew meeting the captain. for the first time.
Anybody.
Anybody, fairly true there.
Okay, so it's the next
We
meeting.
could hand
Or
wave
morning.
the whole walk.
Yeah, well, just
I mean, we could just skip to, okay, we're all showing up to get on the boat.
yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so it's the next morning. You all wake up. Little Bernie shows up in the steam car and drives you all down to the docks, where you find
Bartholomew is not happy the entire trip. He's not talking to anybody.
the Esmeralda, the Ogden, and the Morgan and the Providence are all sitting there. There's a lot of activity going on around it. Captain Towers is bustling around, ordering people back and forth. And up on the deck of the Ogden, you, Clem, and Jemapel see the man that was introduced to you as Captain Stubbs.
Oh, good. We can bypass the cranky butt. That
Yes.
So just to be clear, what I'm wearing
oh no.
my blue slacks, and a white button-up collar shirt with a vest and a bowler hat.
Okay.
That's my traveling clothes for this.
I didn't meet him last time, right?
No.
Cleaning up. I was cleaning up the dude's mess.
Yeah.
Yep.
By the dude, you mean Clem.
Yep.
Frank and Clem went to talk to you, and your dude said that he'd be fine with you going with them.
Clem is the dude of the West. Like...
Well, now I'm picturing him in a bathrobe.
Like,
I
it's just your
am
opinion,
actually
man.
wearing one right now.
Do you have a white Russian?
It's a whiskey ginger.
Alright.
Basically the same thing.
All the advice you gave for like telecommuting, I was like, I have not done any of those rules.
Oh, no.
And that's why Josh is the way he is right now.
Yes.
Morning, Captain. You will have to forgive my ever-changing affectation, as it does change as I travel throughout this dusty land.
There it is. Stubbs just kind of looks at you and opens one eye. He's like, "What's your name again, boy?"
Percy Clemens, Captain. Clem for short.
Listen, Gary. I need you to go find the boatswain and get your deck orders and which crew you're going to be sailing with. Got it?
I know of a bosun, Captain. You will have to forgive me. I am just a landlubber, if you will. But a boatswain.
A boatswain. A boatswain.
I think he means a boat swing.
Yeah, one of them.
Is that actually how you pronounce that? Because
No, you actually
boatswain.
pronounce it bosun. A bosun's mate. Yeah.
well,
By the way, my name is Bartholomew Champsworth of the Atlanta Champsworths, and related to the Salt Lake Champsworths. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Don't mind if I don't shake. I am trying to maintain social distance. In this.
Stubbs just kind of looks at you like you're going to be a massive headache to him.
Indeed. We.
This is my cousin, Horace. He's apparently coming along too.
Horace, how old are you, Horace? How old is Horace?
You're Horace.
I know, but I'm letting you play your cousin because I hate role playing with myself.
I'm was he 16, sir?
16.
I'm
When
making
I
a
was
cannon, I'm writing it down.
When I was 16, I already had 2 jobs and 4 broken legs.
By the time you were 16.
Wow, sir, you only have 2 now. What happened to him?
I am 16 going. No, wait.
Can you cook, boy?
No.
Excuse me.
All right.
If that's any indicator, no.
I
I'll give
can
you-
learn though. I'm a fast learner.
Just ask Clem.
He's a sharp shooter, Captain.
That is fact.
Got a little.
I can
sun
jump
to the
over a
south on
hedge,
that one,
sir.
Sorry.
All right, Horace, I'll give you 2 options. You can either go find Chef Mathis, or you can be my cabin boy.
What does the cabin boy do? He looks really worried.
You don't want to know. But
Not entirely sure. I've never had one, but I hear they're very nice.
Well, I guess I'll do that because I don't want to accidentally poison anybody.
Just
All right.
purposefully.
So, go to my quarters and make my bed.
Ooh,
Let's
Okay,
start with
but-
that.
that's where I'm a Viking.
that could have gone very badly very quickly.
Clem pats him on the back. And he's like, "Oh, first day already up in the cabin. All right, horse."
He skips off.
Tra-la-la-la-la.
Which one's the cabin, sir?
The one ain't got shit on the curtains.
Oh,
one
okay,
that's
that's
actually
pretty,
got
that was
curtains.
actually very obvious. Thank you.
Oh, God.
How'd you know he's a king then?
Ain't got shit. Oh, that makes me sad.
Right? Anyway.
What happened?
Because
Terry
Terry Jones died.
Oh, when?
Oh, not too long ago.
Yeah.
Like
Graham,
Oh, okay. Yes, I remember that.
a month or
Yes,
two.
it is sad.
which is actually a line uttered by Graham Chapman, who died.
Well, he's dead too, and that sucks.
Yeah, Graham Chapman was.
Hey, but Hitler's dead, so looking on the bright side.
Fair enough.
And Eric Idle can sing that song for us still, so it's fine.
Still riding that one out.
So, Horace is now the cabin boy.
Yep.
Let's see. Which is just fine. And Stubbs is walking around, looking at, inspecting things, and turns to his second.
I'm still standing on the deck, by the way, because I haven't been told to do anything.
Yeah,
And I don't, Allie hasn't even introduced herself yet.
I know.
I'm just looking around.
Do you still have your suitcase, your little travel case?
Yeah, I always have it with me. I'm like,
Oh, sorry.
I'm just like holding it, and yeah, that's it. Just waiting for them to tell me what to do, I guess.
Wasn't there a Stubbs who worked on the railroad also? Are we?
No.
Are you the railroad Stubbs?
Yeah, this is the water Stubbs.
No, that was Jeb and LB Sweeney.
Okay.
Very close.
Yes.
Yep, yeah. I can see how you got confused, Josh.
We deal with a lot of salty folk. It just
That's fair.
It's because most of our adventure takes place in a very
Salty atmosphere.
yeah.
In Salt Lake. Hey.
Hey,
Oh, snap.
all right.
You're welcome, Jim.
Yeah.
So
You've already almost killed an hour with this.
Really helping with the rhythm of the story.
Stubbs turns to a fairly well-dressed man next to him.
Bartholomew?
Yeah.
Hi, how you doing?
I look Stubbs up and down and just go, huh.
And this is Mr. Faulkner. Get these new recruits figured out. Get their shifts ordered and assign them a cutting crew. I've got better things to do. And storms off. And the well-dressed younger man, probably in his, mid-30s, just kind of sighs and turns and looks you all over. And he says, "Hello, I am Robert Faulkner. I am the second officer here on the Ogden."
Pleased to meet you. I'm Bartholomew Champsworth of the Atlanta Champsworths and related to the Salt Lake Champsworths. Hope you don't mind that I don't shake. I am trying to maintain some social distance.
Yeah,
He's been saying that today, and I don't know what it means, and it makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah, you are a little
that
weird.
That is his idea.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna assign you. You all know each other pretty well.
We've been.
Clem's like, they're my best.
Yeah. Oh, sir, we are what you would call besties.
I kind of like look at my companions and go,
Bartholomew just shrugs. I mean,
don't ask me
this,
what their favorite kind of pie is or anything, but
I would say in the immediate area that is not an inaccurate statement.
All right. Well, I'm going to assign you to Connor's cutting crew. You'll find him down in the cargo hold right now, storing some provisions.
Sir, I request that we all be on individual ships to more complicate the story.
Faulkner kind of looks out, counts the ships. Well, if you really want to, but Stubbs told me you guys were hired to be here.
No, it's fine. I don't really have an opinion on this either way. I've never been on a boat, on the water, or the sand, or anywhere. So, I really don't know how any of it works.
All right. Well, you'll find Connor below decks, and you will be on his cutting crew. Now, as far
Now,
as
what is a cutting crew?
Yeah, what does that
Is
mean?
this like a boy band or do we do haircuts? I'm not 100% sure what that
Do we
is.
cut the worms up?
Don't worry,
That's a
Mr.
good-
Faulkner. My friend Bartholomew here is here to watch investments.
I-
And he
I-
gives
I-
Bartholomew a wink.
I am a money man. As you know, I am related to the Salt Lake Champsworths, whom of which my auntie apparently owns part of this little shindig.
I open up my traveling case and pull out a barber razor. I brought my own tools for cutting the worms. Let's do this.
Faulkner pauses a moment and like looks between the two of you. It's like, okay, you woman, what was your name?
Alice.
Alice, Miss Alice. You're going to go report to Dr. Samantha Mathis in the galley. She is the ship's surgeon. You will be her assistant for the duration.
Oh, sweet. See ya,
Hi.
suckers.
Mr. Chelmsworth,
Yes.
what is it that you do again?
Well,
Watch his investments, sir.
currently my day job is as a banker, but my aunt sent me along because she has a small piece of this investment, and she wished me to make sure nothing untoward happens.
Bartholomew, it's day now. You're missing out on your banking job.
It's a figure of speech, Clem.
Oh. Feeling really punchy tonight, folks.
All right, I will.
Do you have any other rooms that don't have shit on the curtains? Just
Faulkner just leans his head back and laughs heartily. Lad, I don't know what kind of operation you think we're having here, but you're all sleeping in the crew quarters. None of you are officers. I am going to find the purser.
of the bank, but
I'm going to find the purser and see if he needs an assistant. You can help him. Now, can you fire a harpoon gun?
Ooh, 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 ooh.
I believe the one in furs might have something more to say about that. I can fire a pistol, pretty darn good, but that's about it.
All right.
I would love to add a harpoon to my shooting.
All right. Well, then I'm going to take you off one of the cutting crews, and I'm going to put you on harpooning duty, which means, have any of y'all worked on a whaling ship before?
I high five Frank because we're both doing something cool.
Oh, hell yeah.
I thought you left already.
She's still there.
She just said, "See ya, suckers," and
I'm
stayed
staying
there.
here for the conversation.
See ya, suckers.
Well, I wanted to hear the rest of the briefing.
As I've previously said, I've not been on a boat.
You've not been on a... Oh, God. All right. He turns and he kind of points towards the front. He says, bow, and points
Hold
to the
on.
back.
You're going too fast.
Everybody bow to Faulkner.
I roll my eyes and
I've
now I
read-
leave for the galley. See, I
We
said
just-
it this time. That
wait.
means I did it.
Can we all like bow out of sync?
I don't bow. I've read some stories. I know what he's trying to say.
You've read some
Bow.
stories.
Stern.
All right.
Clem gets a
Or-
really
He's writing this on his
stern
hand.
face on his.
Starboard.
You are stern.
Which hand is he raising for that one?
He is
Because
very stern.
Dan also needs to know this.
Isn't-
Port is left, starboard is right, as you are sitting at the
Facing the
helm.
front. Yep.
Yeah.
So I go to the helm.
Well, no, so if you're facing the front of the ship, port is to the left, starboard is to the right.
Just think of it this way: port and left are the shorter versions. Starboard and right are the longer words.
Oh, that's clever.
yeah.
That does not help.
That's
Thank
how
you,
I
Clem.
remember.
Do you know- oh, okay,
That's how
um,
Josh remembers that. Clem remembers that way too
Here's
now.
here's gonna be my little bit of random trivia, and you, in case for those of you who may not know, this is the origin of the term posh. Do you know that? Do you know what that means? The word-
The Spice Girls is
Well,
the
no.
origin of that.
So posh is an acronym: port side out, starboard home, which
Oh.
means when the ships were going from England to I think like South Africa or like Australia or whatever, you would have your stateroom would be on the port side out, leaving, so that your stateroom you could see Africa as you were going, and then starboard home when you return, your stateroom would be on the starboard side, so you would be able to see the land go by. So that's
Oh,
All right,
interesting.
Kimberly, you just helped me understand a song from Chitty Chitty Bang.
You're
Because he talks about the posh traveling life. The traveling life.
What?
Port out, starboard home, posh with a capital P-O-S-H, posh.
Wow.
So
I
there
had no idea.
Only been like 30 years. Thanks, Kimberly.
you're welcome.
Uh,
Are we on the boat yet? Or are we...
We are.
uh,
We're talking to the captain, right?
yeah, I'm assuming you're standing on,
On deck.
the mid deck.
Okay, just confirming.
He's like, you guys go and say hi at the pier, and then as we walk away, he like goes, go, 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 go.
So, let's see. He assigns out. So, Faulkner, the first mate, assigns Allie to the surgeon. Clem. Where is Clem? Has Clem introduced himself yet?
He was there the first time around.
Yeah, I mean, he knew Stubbs. I don't know about Faulkner.
Faulkner just kind of looks at you like, what are your redeemable qualities here?
And Clem does that like thumb trick, where it looks like, but he's actually like pulling off his thumb.
All right, Mr. Clem, you're going to be a deckhand. Miss,
Yes,
Does he
sir.
take his hand off and throw it on the
Yeah.
Franck, was it?
She's not
We?
You,
I am daydreaming about the harpoon.
yes. Go see Miss Bones. She will be your mentor on the steam harpoons.
Steam harpoons? That sounds amazing.
Doesn't sound like they'd stab too well if they're just a big cloud of water vapor.
No, they're steam powered.
Maybe they're super hot.
You're super hot.
Oh,
Fuck.
messy.
Faulkner just kind of leans his head back and stares up. He's like, now I know why Stubbs walked away.
So is
Accurate.
Faulkner the first mate? Is that
Yes.
the right hand man to the captain?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And in case I haven't made it clear, Faulkner knows what the hell he's doing. Stubbs does not, but he's somehow the captain.
is Faulkner going to be an ancestor to a writer someday?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Just asking.
Okay, yeah. So I think that's everybody. Has a job. You have all been assigned to a Mr. Connor's cutting crew. So, what do you guys do? You have your jobs. Faulkner's just kind of standing there looking like, do you have any questions, or are you able-bodied enough to go do things yourself?
I go to the galley.
Being a true serviceman, Clem knows how to find busy work and immediately starts scrubbing the poop deck.
There you go. All right.
I go. What was the name of the guy I had to talk to? Is the
You had to go talk to.
Can you spell that?
Hold on.
Hasanta.
Is that with the PH?
Da.
Da da da.
Hasanta from a da.
Isn't that a song from like the 90s?
All right. You are going to go talk to Fat Ernest.
I already wrote down Hasanta from a da.
Dear...
AKA Fat Ernest.
AKA Fat Ernest.
Okay. What was his position again? What was that called?
He's the ship's purser.
Purser, right.
Yeah. So.
He's the one who holds the purser strings.
Yes. So, just so...
So what's a purser versus a burser?
They're...
The one letter's upside down.
So, random fact, the other name for a purser is the clerk of bursar. So they're intimately related.
So they're pretty much. So bursar is the person who manages the financial affairs of a college or university.
I hope you all download this episode to learn.
I ain't turning it. I've been doing enough learning. I've been watching all the webinars. I want to listen to something stupid. More Clem.
So yes, the purser is the person on the ship responsible for the handling of money on board. So
I wonder how those are.
Yeah,
Probably similar origins.
Bartholomew is essentially the bank teller of the ship.
That's adorable. Even as a pirate, you are just as boring.
He has his little rucksack. He pulls out his little visor and puts it on and says, all right, I'm ready for work.
Okay.
Wait, is the visor at all different? Does it have like a...
No, it's the same one from the bank.
Same thing.
So, all right. So you all go make busy work and do stuff.
Babies.
And babies.
Get moved in.
Get busy.
Get busy.
I want to roll to see if I have created the cleanest decks the first mate has seen in a long time or ever even.
Okay.
He doesn't tire. His fingers come off. He's the perfect deck swab.
Overall.
I was thinking deftness for my hands.
Or sleight of hand. You just...
I'm trying to play to my strengths here. Don't you? My spirit.
You know?
I'm ghost mopping.
Scrounging.
Deftness, knowledge,
Grit.
nimbleness.
No, you want less grit, not more.
Oh, that's true.
Actually, you want more grit.
No, but for cleaning the floors.
Yeah, you want to get rid of the
Get
grit.
rid of all that grit.
You know what? I am going to say, yeah, use deafness. Why not?
Hell yeah.
I would love to see him in action.
Oh no. Hold on.
Never mind. Maybe Allie should do it. She's had a lot of practice.
That is a 10.
Oh no.
Can I spend chips to affect this? Because this is how much this means to me.
Yes, you can.
What's our
I believe.
what are the increments here? Because I got a couple of each.
Oh wow. So, influencing fate is let's see.
Wasted on.
Wasting on this. But I am okay. So, with a trait or aptitude roll, a white chip gives the character 1 extra die per chip spent, just as if they had an extra point of aptitude or trait level. Red gives you a bonus die and you add that to your highest current die. This is like an ace, except the first die doesn't necessarily have to be the highest.
Okay.
Only 1 chip can ever be spent in a single action. And blue chips are just like red chips, except they don't give the marshal a draw. Only 1 blue chip may ever be spent on a single action. Technically, if you spend a chip to influence a trait or aptitude roll, I get to draw a chip too. But
Oh, okay. Yeah. Screw it. Let's burn one of those blue chips on this, baby.
Wait. So does that mean like that only one thing? Does that mean like if he uses a blue one now, he can never use a blue one again later?
oh no, as long as he has a blue chip, he can use a blue chip.
Basically, like he can't do a white chip and then a blue chip and then a red chip to try to really buff up his roll.
Right,
Yeah.
but there was something in there about only one can be used
Per action, he said.
Yeah, I'm not using it to buff up the roll. I'm using it to buff up the deck.
Gotcha. Okay. I just want to be sure.
Yeah, so I get to roll 1 more and add that to my 10, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit, another 10.
Keep going.
No, my deafness is 12, a D12. So
It's not a
it'd be
D.
20 total.
Okay. So after 6 hours of swabbing the deck,
Have we left the fort yet? I mean, is this like, is he just swabbing while we're getting ready to go?
I do believe so.
Yeah,
Yes.
Clem knows
Okay.
busy work.
He walks. Faulkner walks by with his arms behind his back, and he stops, and he looks at the piece of wood that Clem has been working, and he walks up behind him and claps him on the back, gives his shoulder a paternal squeeze, and is like, "My boy, that is excellent work. I have never seen a deck so clean in my life." And he pats Clem on the shoulder gently. "You will be an officer one day." And turns around
Bartholomew
and
walks
off.
by and his boots are really dirty and
Oh,
just
no.
leaves a whole trail of footprints across them.
There are 2 tears shed, one of pride and one of deep regret.
He sold part of his soul, Daniel.
As he walks by, he's like, "You missed a spot."
Clem continues to work. I feel like that was like a Forrest Gump moment there. Like,
Yeah,
right?
why'd you clean that gun so good? Because you told me to.
All right. Anything else you guys want to do during your kind of downtime here?
Well, I want to introduce myself to the purser,
To
to to Hasanta, quote unquote, Fat Ernest from Adadada.
Yes.
Come again for Big Fudge?
So
my name is Bartholomew Champsworth of the Atlanta Champsworth, related to the Salt Lake Champsworth investors in your company. I was sent to help keep an eye on my aunt's investment.
So you find Fat Ernest in
Was I just practicing?
Yes.
Well, I'm just setting the scene for you.
No, I'm messing with you.
You find him in one of the cargo holds, sitting on a barrel around a table with some other crewmen playing poker.
I'm already concerned about the use of our money on this ship.
True to his name, he is probably 400 pounds and 5 foot even. He is a bowling ball of a man, but he
Offense to that. 'Cause I'm a fat midget on stilts, according to the person who made my suit for my dad's wedding.
Okay then.
Yeah, I sent my measurements in for my suit.
And I measured him. I know how to do it.
The only thing that might have been off was like the lengths of my sleeves. But the guy said these measurements don't make any sense. He's
It was a woman.
Was it a woman?
She was like, this would only make sense
if he was a fat midget on stilts. I'm like, I am.
Wow.
Thanks. Anyway,
but
bowling ball.
he's dressed very similarly to Clem. He wears a charcoal gray and black pinstriped suit and a high collared shirt and a bowler hat, but his is obviously much more worn and much dirtier. A little older fashion.
Excuse me.
But he's somebody who's trying to give the air of importance.
Mm-hmm.
So Bartholomew is going to understand him a lot.
I am important. I am of the Atlanta Champsworths, related to the Salt Lake Champsworths. Here to protect an investment by my aunt.
Frank, just put your hand over his mouth next time he does
quarantine.
Keep
Social
social distance.
distancing.
Ernest looks up. He's like, "The fuck you going on about, boy?"
I am a banker, sir.
Banker. Let me guess. Faulkner assigned you to be my, and he air quotes, clerk.
Yeah, I suppose so. I am mostly here to make sure that my aunt's investment gets recouped.
Do you know how to play 5-card?
Do I? I'm gonna roll a d6.
Check your stats.
Oh, yes, sir. I do know how to play 5-card. We used to play it back at the plantation house back in Atlanta.
He leans forward. Are you any good?
No, sir, I am not any good, but I'm willing to try.
Good. Pull up a barrel and we'll talk business. And he shuffles up the cards and deals them out to you and the other two kind of sailors, quote unquote, who are there with it. And then, they keep giving each other side eyes and barely concealed chuckles and like, Atlanta Champsworths, huh?
Yes.
You come from money.
Yeah, I guess I do. I don't really have much of it myself. I am trying to make my way in this world and show my father that I can be a shrewd businessman. Not deal those cards.
So that we're not actually playing a poker game.
Yeah, I know.
Clem bursts through the door and is like, whew, man, Bartholomew, I just cleaned up that whole mess. And he leans on his shoulder a little bit like, oh, well, look at all those little royal folk on those cards. It'd be almost like a royal flush. And then he just walks out.
The other two sailors just kind of throw their cards down in a fold, and
I didn't know the ladies were important.
We are always important.
Ernest kind of just smacks his gums and points towards the small door at the end of the hall. He says, "That's the bursar's office. Down there is where we keep the money, and I have it pretty well counted, so don't you go pocketing any of it. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to keep the books for me, because the quartermaster, he's going to come and ask to buy provisions, and the bosun's going to come and ask to pay the people, and pay. And we got to keep track of every single expense, because Towers wants to know it. And then when we get back in and we sell the oil and sell the hides and all the other pieces and parts, including that disgusting greasy ass meat, we gotta keep track of all that nonsense too. So that's what you're gonna help me with. You're gonna help me keep track of all the ins and outs."
That's sounds like something that I have a skill set with. Now, how many of those chips down there did I get for this? And he lays down his flush.
Ernest just kind of throws his cards down disgustingly and pushes like $2 worth of chips over towards you. Well, they don't use chips. These are pushes like two Deseret dollar bills towards you.
Thank you, sir. That's add that to my 50.
With my stick.
All right.
We'll have to do that again sometime, but I'm going to go and just kind of look over the books and familiarize myself with the process. Have a good day, sir.
Familiarize.
You heard me.
At the urinal.
With the urinal.
He's good with money, not
Why don't you put that in the bathroom and urinate all over it?
So, anybody gonna do anything else?
I'm down in the galley
Yep.
talking to the surgeon lady.
Yep. Samantha Mathis.
Don't know if you want to do anything about that, but that's where I am.
So she's kind of an elderly lady, but looks to be competent enough. She's probably in her mid to late 50s.
That's not that elderly. Well, I guess maybe
In the crazy Wild West with giant worms, 50
Yeah.
is probably a hard thing to live to.
She has dark black hair, but it has some noticeable gray streaks in it. And she almost has the school matronly look about her. And you walk in and she looks you over once and she's like, "What's wrong with you?"
nothing.
You got time.
If I had a quarter for how many people start conversations like that.
I kind of hold my arms out and look down at myself and kind of turn and try to get a good look at, but nothing. I'm fine.
Then what are you doing here?
I'm here to work. At Farnsworth or Farns.
Faulkner?
Yeah, I am. He sent me here.
Do you know anything about doctrine?
A little bit.
All right.
I pull out my long, my long razor thing, and I'm like, basically, I had this, and he said to come to you, but
All right. Well, and she kind of reaches out with a towel and kind of pushes the blade down and away from her.
Fair.
We hopefully won't need to do that. I assume he's assigned you to a cutting team as well.
oh, I guess I thought he told me to do this, but I guess I'm doing both. I don't know.
She sighs. Most of us have 2 jobs on the ship.
Oh,
The day-to-day job that we do when we have nothing else to do and are hunting the worms, and then our jobs when we actually catch a worm.
Ah.
I am on Mr. Lollingsby's cutting crew. And she kind of rolls her eyes. I don't like being on a cutting crew.
so what does a cutting crew do? I thought it meant you like cut the worms up, and then I showed the guy my knife, and I was like, I'm ready to cut some worms, and he's like, go see the doctor lady, and I'm here now.
Well, that's exactly what happens, dear. You see, when we're out on the flats, we will bait a worm, and when it pops its head up, one of the ships will charge it, and the other ships will come in and flank it, and we'll try and get our harpoons into it.
Okay.
And that is when we turn on the steam engines.
Ooh.
And we try and keep it from diving too deep, because if it goes too deep, we're never going to get it out of the earth. And our goal is to keep it near the surface and tired. She sighs a little bit. And after about several hours of this thing thrashing around, filled with harpoons,
Like
eventually...
Big old
eventually-
wormy porcupine.
Yes. It eventually dies.
Mm.
And then the cutting crews go to work. And we dismember the worm.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And load it into the ship's stores.
All right,
And
cool.
Yeah. And we will do this for several weeks or a month until we have all 4 ships filled with worm stuff. And then we return back to here. I hesitate to call it a port, but I guess it's a port.
It's as close as you're gonna get. Cool. Sounds good to me.
Mm-hmm.
What's the science of these boats traveling over sand?
Magic.
So they are essentially, historically speaking, they are Confederate Army
Ooh.
galleons, so like pirate ships. But when the battle in the maze heated up, all the Confederate ships went to ironclads, and so these are wooden hulled ships that have iron tacked over the side of them. They're not truly ironside ships. And so there are these giant pirate ships that have steam engines and giant wheels.
Okay,
And-
that was gonna be my question. Like, do they have wheels? Do they have like hover lifts? Do they?
Yeah, no. So
we're like
Tied to
Jawas
giant
on wooden
butterflies.
ships.
yeah, so they sail, quote unquote, around the salt flats under wind power until they see a worm, and then they fire their harpoon and turn on the steam engines and throw it into reverse, trying to tire the thing out.
Cool.
See, so that these being old Confederate ships, that's how Clem knew where all the really dirty nooks and crannies were.
Because he also defected from the Confederate Navy.
Right? Every service, every side. It's who knows if he's really from North America.
Who knows if he's really a soldier?
Right?
He's actually secretly a South American painter.
The
Yeah.
big reveal of the podcast is he's actually a huckster.
Yeah.
So there you go. So fast forward a little bit. So it's now evening time. Sun is just about setting, and Stubbs has called everybody to the deck. Everybody's all kind of lined up in their cutting teams, cutting crews. A kind of Native American looking man waves you all over. He's young. He's in his mid-20s. He's very happy. He's like, "Oh, hi, I'm Connor. You're all on my crew." And it's clearly the first time he's been in charge of much of anything. But he is your lead. Horace is up there behind Stubbs, holding what looks like a shot glass or rocks glass, while Stubbs paces around the forecastle, trying to look intimidating, but really just comes off as a drunk pretender. Faulkner is kind of off to the side, actually looking at the rigging and stuff, making sure everything looks fine. And
that's fine.
yeah. And Stubbs says, "All right, men, we are about to make way. And, well, the captain, Towers, he says we're going to go after the big one this time. We're going to find ourselves the bloodworm. Hoorah!" And some of the rest of the crew are like,
Ooh-ah.
"Hoorah." I guess. And Faulkner's off to the side, and he makes his hands at his hip, and he gives the little upward jerk of his hand, like, "Speak up."
Ooh-ah.
Yeah.
Hoorah!
That's what I thought.
Ooh,
I think I'm getting down with a sickness.
We haven't even started moving yet. But please, keep social distance.
And about that time, a flag gets hoisted over on the Providence, and on the Esmeralda starts to sail off into the desert. The other two ships start to go underway, and Stubbs turns to Faulkner and says, "Take her out, Mr. Faulkner," and then turns around and walks back into the captain's quarters with Horace in tow. So Faulkner kind of rolls his eyes and gets up, and he leans against the railing of the forecastle and is like, and starts just barking orders, and he's like, yeah. He's like, "Let out the main, bring up 4, get those cables," all the good piratey stuff. And sure enough, the wind.
Why is the rum gone?
Yeah. The wind catches in the sails, and the Ogden is off. I spent an unhealthy amount of time looking up sailing terms for this episode, but I had a lot of fun doing it. I really enjoy the idea of pirates. I'm a little obsessed with pirates, actually. So, who knows? If they ever make it to the maze, they will probably run into maze pirates. All of us here at ODND are social distancing and isolating along with everyone else right now, and we're all feeling the same stresses that you are. But I want you all to know that we are available through all of our usual contact methods if you need somebody to talk to. Especially about tabletop RPGs, we're nutso for them. But until then, be sure to drink plenty of water, take your vitamins, stay inside, and stay safe. OD&D Presents is a companion podcast of Dice and Den. Both can be found at odndpodcast.com. Follow us on Twitter at ODNDpod. Find us on Facebook at ODND Podcast, or email us at odndpod@gmail.com. ODND and ODND Presents are part of the Stolen Dress Podcast Network. Find them at stolendress.com, where you can find some of their other shows, including Comedy on Vital, where guests are interviewed about some of their favorite comedy records. Dan and Jay's Comedy Hour, where they talk about comedy they did as kids and shoot the shit. What's New With You, Scooby-Doo, which is a episode by episode evaluation of the Scooby-Doo cartoon show. Professional Bluer, a new one by Jay, where he interviews folks about the extra work they did and many more. Deadlands is a product of Pinnacle Entertainment. The theme song is All Good in the Wood by Audionautics, used under Creative Commons Attributions license.
Okay, what do I need to roll to know whether or not I throw up? Having never been on a ship before.
Keep rolling.
I think I've been on a boat before.
Yes.
I'm sure I have. I'm sure at some point I rolled down the mighty Mississippi.
Right?
Well, I defected from the Navy, so.
Now.
See, motion sickness. I'm gonna say roll guts because, yeah.
Ooh,
do
I have.
guts check.
I'm gonna do one.
You want to roll a guts check?
I have 40-12.
Where's guts again?
It's under spirit.
Okay, so I don't have anything in
Oh
guts.
no!
So how does this work again?
Okay, so we're all rolling guts then? Like...
If
Yes.
you want to.
If you want, this is the do you get seasick roll.
So what am I supposed to roll if I have nothing in it?
So you roll your.
You roll
Sick.
one of your spirit dice, die
minus
type,
4.
minus 4.
What is my
So that's a good start because it's a D6.
Oh
All
dear.
right.
gut?
So,
-1.
Yeah, you puke.
Yeah. You are
Oh.
at the poop deck, hurling from your toes every 5 minutes.
I got a 10.
that first moan sounded like the beginning of a Led Zeppelin song.
I must not fear. Fear's
Frank.
the mind killer. Fear's the little death that brings total obliteration. I will face my fear. I will permit it to pass over me and through me. And when it has gone past, I will turn the inner eye of the seas paths. Where the fear is gone, there will be nothing. Only I will remain.
Faulkner walks by a couple
quote
of
from Dune.
times. It's
Oh,
like,
was it? So wait, in this universe, Dune was written like 100 years earlier than it.
About these worms.
Where is the Quinsac hide rack?
so, Frank, you had what, 10?
10.
Yeah, you've got good sea legs. You're fine.
I'm just kind of patting. I'm doing that GIF with that I sent Josh.
With the broom.
Yeah, I've got his mop.
Patty.
There. Zaza.
So, just to confirm, so my spirit is 6d10, but my guts has a 3 on it, so I just roll 3d10.
Yes.
Okay, I just that mechanic still throws me off a little bit.
I got a 5.
Horace got a 6.
I aced it the first roll. Hold on. 18 for Clem.
Clem was born to ride the high dunes. He
Okay,
Yeah.
we're going north cresting.
I really feel like a little bit of the militaristic style that the boat has, the system,
It's
like
comforting.
Clem flourishes in that, it being so familiar.
That's funny.
yeah. Clem could be a rigging rat if he needs to be.
Clem turns to Faulkner. Oh, geez, looks like more work. And starts scrubbing away.
Faulkner
Mostly on the
nods.
outside.
Faulkner nods and agrees and goes along with it and is like, fine, yes. Very good. All right. So, very serious question.
Oh,
Do you want to RP out the next 5 days of nothing, or do you want to fast forward?
I think we fast forward.
Okay.
Probably a good idea.
I cleaned the shit out of that
Yeah.
deck.
And I keep messing it up.
I had to ask because knowing you guys, you would have been like, no, I want to role play throwing up. It's going to take us an hour just to get through the next 3 days.
No.
So- I've met you guys.
Have you? Who is this? What's going on?
New phone, who
Where
dis?
am
New pod, who dis?
I?
All right. So then you all are. So at some point later in the night, the ship kind of rolls to a halt. Not to a halt, but it definitely slows down.
Oh God,
And-
it's shifting.
5 days later, you need to roll again.
Can I roll again?
Have you got your sea legs?
Yes, you can roll again.
-2.
Somehow he has gotten worse.
Yep.
I've been trying to read the books while we've been
Oh
sailing.
no! You're like, I have a responsibility to my aunt.
So,
Somewhere Bart picked up a little pup too.
okay.
Is it a 5-0?
Yes.
Hi, 5-0.
So you make your the fleet, if you will, kind of makes its way out across the salt flats, and you guys just aren't having any luck, and you haven't seen Towers much yourself since he's on the Esmeralda, and he's, that's the flagship, and it's way out front with the other three kind of lagging behind a little. But you guys go sailing back and forth across the dunes a little bit, and finally he stops the Esmeralda and gives the command, and out the side of that ship a goat gets let out, and Yep.
Okay, I
Ham-
did hear that right. But
A goat. Yep.
Side of the sheep.
This is following the Jurassic Park line. Keep
I was like,
Yeah.
I'm just sitting here like, what's gonna happen to the goat?
And so the lore around the worms is like a blend of Jurassic Park and Moby Dick.
All right.
I love it so much.
So it's a genetically modified sperm whale. Got it.
Yeah.
I'm Mr.
So-
DNA.
So he's sitting. So the goat's out there, and the ships are kind of are away from everything, and then you start to hear a little tremble, just a little one at first, and then a giant set of tentacles comes pouring up from under the goat.
Oh God,
And-
it's a sarlacc.
I
Sorry.
believe the technical term is graboid.
Yes. And pulls them down, pulls the goat down into the earth, and chase is ensued. So bells start ringing, Faulkner starts yelling, "Man your stations! Man your stations! Harpoon crews, get to your stations! Fire at that
Worm?
that worm!" Yeah.
I was like, wait for it.
It's the whole thing. Like he like, oh man, it's on the tip of my tongue.
We see them all the time.
Son of a
Big long
bitch.
things. Floppy.
That
They have tentacles,
thing-
apparently.
Slimy snake. Come on, what is it?
What's it
So
called?
far, we've referenced Jurassic Park, Dune, Tremors,
Tremors.
Star Wars. My nerd rager is so hard.
And the Big Lebowski.
All right, you for the humpas.
Holy shit. I am so into this.
All right.
Okay, harpoon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you
So I have
gonna-
5d12 shooting. Does that count? Or is it something else?
I'm going to make you see. I'm going to make you do it at a what shooting do you have? You have rifles.
Yeah.
right? Is that it?
Yeah. There's only
Yeah.
one space under it.
Hmm. You can do multiple. But I am going to make you do. Yeah, just roll your shooting.
Okay. $11.
Holy mackerel, that's exactly the number I was thinking. So you fire, and the harpoon goes right into the side of the worm, and the Ogden is latched in and
Ooh.
lurches, and it starts
Oh
to
God!
get pulled along. So,
not the only thing
it's at
lurching.
like a 45-degree tilt.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
And then another harpoon comes shooting out of the Providence, and it, hold on,
Does that?
it misses. It goes wide.
That was a spittoon.
That's what I'm horking into. It's not a good idea to be by the side of the boat right now when it's at a 45-degree angle.
Yeah.
And then you You're starting out. You guys are latched on, and chase is being given. So what do you
What's he
do?
being given?
I pick up a heavy set of binoculars that they're painted yellow. This is another Jurassic Park reference.
Uh-huh.
If Bartholomew wants to step in on this part.
Are those expensive?
No, but they're heavy.
If they're heavy, they're expensive. Put them back.
Oh, and I put the binoculars away.
What if they were actually Bart's? I mean, not Bart's, Clem's.
They're put away regardless.
I need to find some way to get Jeff Goldblum in here somewhere just
Right?
to say nature finds a way.
Folks unbuttons his shirt and lays across the deck.
There you go.
Here, let me explain chaos theory to you real quick. Let me see your
Whenever
hand.
Clem's around, there's chaos.
Is there a free harpoon gun? I guess I could hop in on this. I don't know.
Well, things are about to get kind of sticky for
Hey,
you guys here.
Jeff,
Yeah.
Yes.
what was the thing that my boss wants me to get from the wormies?
Tentacles.
Oh.
Okay.
Pieces of tentacles.
Okay.
Got me wormy juice.
Can I? Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm just wondering. Is that something that I should have like retcon that I had talked to the guys about? And like, hey, this is all I want. I want to get some of these tentacles. That's all I'm after. You don't need to pay me. Just some tentacles, please.
If that's what you want to do.
Yes, because I don't suppose I could just like cut some tentacles off and stick them in my pocket.
Actually, you could because it's usually just thrown away.
Oh well, then that's what I'm
there
gonna
you
do.
go. Get paid too.
I'll get paid too, but I
And
will also
Gatorade.
pocket.
I just
some.
want you to know that I will be keeping count of those, though.
That's fine.
That is my job. And I don't know which ones I'm supposed to be paying attention to, which parts, so I'm writing all the parts down.
That's whatever. You know.
I mean, Alice can get away with whatever she wants, apparently. Like,
I'm just gonna pocket some tentacles then. All right, let's move on with our lives.
She's like, in the future, hentai.
It's called hentai and it's art.
Mom. I don't call her Mom, I call her Karen. Dad.
Sorry, I'm about to be an asshole, and I apologize in advance.
Yay!
I'm
Here for
excited.
apologies.
Don't apologize.
Just do it.
Yeah, it's the fun part of being a DM. It's fucking sorry, a sheriff.
That's a marshal.
Marshal.
That's
Whatever.
Some form of authority.
Yeah. The jerk in question.
Just do the thing, Jeff. Just do it.
Do the thing. Okay. After maybe 5 minutes of good chase, the engines are wheeling, the ghost rock is howling and screaming, and it's covering some of your crewmates are covering their ears. Some of the cutting crews are starting to get to their little trucks. You suddenly feel the ship lurch again to the side, and
More cleaning.
I dropped the spittoon.
where is it? Son of a gun.
But
I mean, we can keep meandering.
No,
Short enough.
I'm looking for the weapon profile of dynamite if you really must know what I'm doing.
Oh,
No.
shit. I was just looking that up, honestly. What's ROF stand for?
Rate of fire.
So it's
ROUSs?
1.
I don't believe those exist.
Damage is 3d20.
Okay.
The range is 5, and the price is $3.
Okay.
All right. Good to know my exploding is worth $3.
So everybody roll a roll a nimbleness
Nimbleness.
or
geez.
dodge if you have dodge. If you
I
don't have dodge, roll nimbleness.
Nimble.
Well, my nimbleness is better than dodge. Can I just go with nimbleness?
Oh, sure, why not?
No question.
Woo! That was an ace.
I will roll nimbleness just one, like a 1 minute intermission roll.
That was.
Okay.
I got a 12.
I got an 11.
Uh, 10.
9.
9. Wow. Okay. Did anybody get less than a 9?
Then a
Less
what?
than a what?
9.
No.
12.
No. 12. Okay. So the blast wakes you up, definitely, and it you all are able to dodge out of the way in time just as a bundle of dynamite hits the side of the ship and explodes and causes the rope on the harpoon to snap.
I did not know that worms carried dynamite. This is new information. I feel like this should have been information shared earlier.
Faulkner's like, they don't, you ignorant asshole.
Well, then
Hey.
who threw the dynamite?
Clem just kind of like ass kissing style, like, yeah, you ignorant asshole. And gives Bartholomew just like a little consolatory shrug, like, sorry, bud.
Faulkner points towards
Sorry, boo.
the sky and yells, It's the goddamn gliders. Get your guns. Start shooting at them.
Who are on these gliders?
I rifle a glider.
It's it, and Faulkner reaches under the railing of the ship near the helm, and he pulls out a big elephant gun, Sharp's big 50,
You get one of those.
and pulls it up and starts aiming it at the sky. And if you look up, you see these people in what looks like hang gliders circling over the Ogden. And he says, I bet it's Crazy Pete. And he lets a shot off right into the air.
Whoa.
Well,
I mean,
I'm
the man's named Crazy. I guess I'll join in too. And pulls out his pistol.
I mean, tonight's the kind of night I was feeling like, I'm just burning resources. I was willing to throw that dynamite out. But I'm glad Crazy Pete threw a bundle, because I'm going to rifle the shit out of him, yeah.
I just have like a little handgun. I doubt I could reach him if I tried.
So there are 4 gliders, and they are just about
Excuse me.
I'm gonna say they're at 30 yards.
Okay. I have a range of 10 with my peacemaker.
So you need to get a 5, 7, 9 to
Shit, I have a range of 20 with my Winchester.
So you need to get a 7 to hit.
Okay.
Okay. So should we draw cards or shall we just start shooting?
Yeah, let's draw cards. Why not?
So we have to get a 7 if we have range 20?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's okay. We roll quickness, and for every 5, we get a card, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Up to 3, I think we said.
Oh, okay.
Harry, look at that number I rolled.
Or 5.
I got
Daniel.
a 1.
So why does it say 5d10 next to my
17. Nice.
rifle, but then I
Oh, hell yeah, I'm
5d12
drawing 3
for
cards.
shooting.
Me too. I aced it. On a
Oh,
D12.
shit. Wait, hold on. Sorry,
Roll
for
your
every
D10 for your quick-
5,
You get a card.
so I mine's 3d12. I rolled a 7, 5, and 6.
So you get 1 card.
Ah, balls.
Yeah, I rolled a 12 and then a 5. So I got a
Damn,
17.
okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
so
wait,
that's
I don't
3
know.
cards.
Stupid dice.
Quickness is 5d or 2d10?
Yeah,
Is that?
that's what it says right here.
Okay, I'll get 1 card. So what did you?
The Colt Patterson is 5d10, Harry.
I know, but why? So, but I have shooting
That's the damage.
5d10.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh,
So, I got no cards.
no cards.
I rolled a 1. You saw.
Oh, that's right.
Harry drew a 2.
I have a
I've got
queen,
a-
a 6, and a 5.
Oh,
Jesus.
shit, I've got a 10.
I probably won't be able to shoot the thing, but I'm sure as Fort gonna try.
It's taking me a while to get my pistol even out of the holster right now because I'm like, the ship's 45 degrees, but now it's like tilting back up because it blew up the rope. I'm seasick, and
He's
there's guys
homesick.
flying around.
He's homesick.
I wasn't even supposed to be here today. It was my day off. Let's just throw clerks on top of it, right?
Yep.
So the best we have is a 10.
10. Okay.
I have a queen.
Oh, you have a
Yeah.
queen?
Okay, so
Classic Dan.
I didn't
One
hear
of
the
the-
queen.
one of the gliders gets to go first because she has a, or he, I don't know. I
They.
don't give them genders. They.
She.
She
It.
has a.
I rolled a die.
Okay. Has a king. So that is a where's throwing? Okay. 5d8. I don't have 5d8.
Jeez. Well, if you roll an 8, you can always stop at that point.
Yeah. All right. So the first one drops their dynamite just
Uh-oh.
fine. And does not hit any of you.
Oh, I'm still struggling with my pistol.
How are these gliders supposed to carry anything back? Like,
So
It's got
they-
like a
are
little
they-
propeller. It's like a lighter than air.
Are
like
they
one of those
attacking
little-
us or our cargo, the worm?
they are attacking you. So
Oh, little
They're hippies.
bastards.
lore-wise, the Salt Flat Worming Company, who you guys work for, is at war with the other worming groups, worm hunters, and they soar. They glide over the worms and then try and drop dynamite down their throat. And
That takes some aim.
I love this world so much.
It's like, you know what's efficient?
you know how you kill a worm? You get them to eat dynamite. But
Hey, dynamite, Wiggly!
but yeah, so Harold Towers is not friends with them, so the gliders tend to attack the ships when they see each other. So
Mhm.
you had a worm on the line, and now some of the gliders have decided to disrupt
Kill our
your
quarry,
hunt.
basically.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
They're
Rude.
friendly chaps. Okay. So then, now it's Ali's turn.
Yep.
I suppose it is.
Mhm.
Is there one in range of my gun? My
What?
pistol?
What's your gun?
It's the Colt Army.
Colt
Nice.
Army increment.
Range is 10,
You
yeah.
need to roll with
5. So
9.
you need to roll a 9 to hit.
Okay. Well, I've got 4d10, so to hit, apparently.
That's a pretty good chance.
Yeah. The highest I got was a 7.
Oh.
So, womp womp.
Shot goes wide.
All right. Any other queens? Okay. Then let's see. Shooting 3d8. This one is going to shoot at Franck.
Uh-oh. Shooting or dropping dynamite?
Shooting.
Okay. It's a little bit better.
Let's see. So with a range increment of 20, that hits.
Oh.
And a location of 17. So that's where? Upper chest? Upper guts?
Yeah, 17 is upper guts.
Yep. And the Franck dice. You're gonna want to resist this.
Okay. How do
I
I
don't-
do that again?
So that would be 38 damage to your upper chest.
Jesus.
That's like an insta kill, isn't it?
No, she could spend a blue chip and see.
But if she didn't spend anything,
yeah, so that's what? You're size 6, so what's 38 divided by 6?
like,
6.2
yeah, 6 1/3.
or something.
Yeah, so you need to get below 5 wounds. So you need to spend at least 2 white chips to
Okay.
soak the wound.
We can do that.
There you go. You have 6 wounds you have to deal with.
Okay.
Figure it out. Do what you will.
I mean, I have plenty of chips. How many to soak?
It's a chip per wound. Is that what it is?
White is 1 wound. Red is 2 wounds. Blue is 3 wounds.
You said I have 6?
Yes.
So
Okay.
you're getting hit with 6, and if you have more than 5, you die.
Alright, I
5 or more.
spent 6 worth of
Ah.
wound.
What is happening?
She
Who
ducked
is
out of the
dunking?
way.
That was a lot of
She
chips.
completely denied fate on that one.
All right. Next.
Who is to dunking me?
I have a 10. Oh, no.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I think 10 was the next one for us.
I don't know where it went. I lost my 10 card, so never to be drawn. There we go. So you said this was Crazy Pete's gang?
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking for the craziest, peatiest glider. I'm just shooting at a glider. I'm not
Okay.
looking for specifics to fuck my roll up.
Yeah, right?
Alright.
It's already rough.
Okay. I rolled an 11
That hits.
Nice.
with my Winchester. That's 4d8 plus 2. Let me find my d8s. Where are they at? That's 18 damage.
Dang, that's a pretty good hit.
Yeah, that's
Three
a
wounds, right?
solid three wounds. So you blow off one of the wings of that glider, and he's slowly, rapidly losing altitude, and
It's
is
like a maple seed just flittering.
yeah. Yep.
And that's the sound he makes as he goes in.
So I have a 5 and a 2. So whoever.
I have a 6.
So that's next.
Okay. How many? What did I say I had? I had 4D.
Said you had a 6, liar.
No,
Ew, called
4d10.
out. Meh, meh, meh.
Oh, I see what you're. Shut up.
Somehow that did not make it better.
I got 2 9s. So I think I did it. 3d6.
Well, yeah, 'cause even at
do
the
I need
worst-
to roll a 20 for location, or I'm just shooting the
It's far enough away that I'm just going to say,
Center
if you
of
hit it, you hit it.
15 damages.
15 divided by 6 is like 2 wounds? Yeah, 2 and
Sure.
change. Okay. So you clip that one. It's pretty
Yeah.
good.
It's
Pretty good clip.
It's all right.
All right. So.
And then Ari has a 2.
And I
okay,
have I also have a 5.
Okay, so go first with your 5.
All right.
I'll go with my 5. Then Ari goes with her 2, and I'll go with my 2.
Shit. My highest is an 8. Just barely with it.
Yep.
Whiff.
So then, the one that you shot at and hit is going to shoot back at you.
Of course it is. 'Cause that's how these things work.
Well, yeah, I mean you're a threatening target.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. This one has a Winchester. That one can't hit the boat if it tried. Okay. Moving on.
That's Aries.
All right. So I'm going to shoot. Is there someone still in the air? The one that just shot at us.
There's a couple, I think.
All right. I'm going to pick up my rifle, which apparently I just had nearby.
Which I don't picture Franck ever being too far away from her rifle. I
That's
figure it's
true.
strapped to your back.
That's true. 10, which beats the 7.
Very nice. So then it was what, 5d10 damage?
Jesus Christ. Is that 9 or 6? Let's see, 6, 7, 12, 20, 30 damage.
That's 5 wounds.
It's a sizable hit.
30 damage was what? That's
5 wounds.
Oh yeah, I
5
got it to the
wounds. So
head.
that one, boom, puff. Blown out of the air.
It's far enough. We're not doing
Oh, got it.
that.
It's too far away.
Does he explode? Does she hit his like lighter than air engine and it blows up?
Yep. You hit the ghost rock powered backpack boiler and it starts screaming and he starts spinning out of control and reenacts the scene from Star Wars where the TIE fighter gets clipped and it kind of spins spiral
out.
Yeah, that's what happens.
Sound.
Nice.
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay, so then my last one, and the one that was shooting at Allie missed, and the one that was shooting at Clem missed.
Oh yeah. Well,
So-
he was peeing
So-
off the starboard.
I was just pissed for someone shooting me 34 damage.
Yeah, that's rough.
All
Pick
right.
him up.
Yeah.
Okay.
She had to completely warp fate for that.
Nope. I did a matrix thing.
All right. So draw cards.
Oh.
What is
Uh,
it was quickness, right?
Yep.
Yes.
I'm gonna keep asking that, I guess.
I need to upgrade
Damn
my
it, Dan.
quickness. That's
Dan
what-
does too.
I know. I've got a good die, but I really should up the number of this.
9
of
is
them.
still 1 card, right?
Yeah.
If you do
Can I
your math.
can I spend my my chips to up my stuff while we're playing?
His stuff.
Wow, you're just waste your chips like that? What an amateur.
Dan's over here crying.
I just need it.
Poor baby.
The top of my nose is crying blood. It's fine.
He's that
You brought a
hardcore.
change of clothes because you're about to piss tears.
It's a new symptom of COVID, by the way. Bleeding out
watch
the top of your nose.
Way too much Parks and Rec, you guys.
Kissing tears.
Pissing tears.
I got 1 card and it was a 6.
I got no
Nice.
cards again. I
Okay.
rolled a 2.
I
Straight
got no
Vegas,
cards to
baby.
something. I got a queen. So there, bitches.
Damn. Are you talking to all of us or the gliders?
I just to whoever's listening, I suppose.
That's how
So,
she lives her life.
At least
Pretty
about 12
much.
people?
Yeah.
All right. So the first one I have is an ace, and that is the one
Damn.
reloading from having shot at Franck the previous round. So then the next highest one I have is an 8. So
Queen! I'm gonna shoot at 1. And I'm gonna miss it, probably. Ooh, I got an 8. That doesn't do enough. I really suck.
okay.
A musical rendition.
This is the musical episode.
The learning and the musical episode.
Yes. Okay. Next.
Oh, excuse me.
Harry got a 5.
I have a 6.
Right, that's me again. This one is the one shooting at Ellie. And that one hits.
Mm,
Yeah, sorry.
that's okay. I'm
But-
over it.
Okay. I love you.
Love you too.
Jeez, get a room, guys.
All right. All right. Location is 8. That's like a leg, I think.
Yeah, lower guts. Shooting you in your intestines.
Ugh, not my uterus.
You weren't
You
using
can
it.
shoot mine. I hate it.
Not
Uh,
my uterus.
26 damage to you.
All right.
To uterus.
Yeah, what's up with these fucking damaged turkeys?
So that's how 4 wounds
Yes.
to my
4.
gutties. I am going to. I have red chips are 2.
Yes.
Okay. Spend one of my reds, and then so I'll take the 2 wounds to my guts. Presumably, those other ones that I have already marked are from previous, and presumably those are healed now.
Yes, I am going
Okay.
to say they are.
So I'll take
Oops. Jesus Christ.
two ouchies to my guts, and
Okay.
spend a red and 2 ouchies to my guts.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, next.
Do you think that's what they say?
I've got 6. I don't know where we're
Person
at
has
yet.
2 ouchies
but-
in the gut.
I am
think-
a little. Well, the alcohol's gone now. I'm tired, and I've hardly gone anywhere for almost 2 weeks. So I'm a little bit.
Clem, it's to you.
Fuck yeah, I'm gonna rifle one of those glidey boys. Oh, I dropped it. Doesn't count. There.
What are you doing this time around?
He's still trying to he didn't
Load
realize
his gun.
he didn't realize it was snapped. Like the holster was snapped to
Oh,
keep it in.
Jesus.
So he's been the whole time he's trying to
just
pull it
picture-
out, and now he's fumbling with the snap.
And he's hopping past Clem.
Yeah.
That's a 9 for my deftness / rifle.
Yep.
Oh shit! Is Horace there?
Oops.
I was just thinking about Horace. Horace is...
He's in the cabin.
Yeah.
Maybe
I'm just
popping
saying,
out.
if you want someone to actually hit someone, Horace is your bet.
Yeah.
Hold on, I've been hitting every time.
I'm just saying, I'm not.
Maybe by this point, Horace has come
let's
out.
get your cousin out here to actually have a player character involved.
Oh man! Woo!
Don't kill Dan, please.
Oh, he was just. That was a fuck you cough?
Yep.
Oh,
They're going around.
I thought it was a really unfortunate sneeze.
Fuck you, 19.
13 damage total.
Okay, so that's 2 wounds. I'm assuming you're shooting at the one you shot at previously.
I just said a glidey boy.
Yep.
Yep, to the marshal.
He didn't
'Cause-
specify a glidey boy?
Yeah, I realized very early on that the more vague you are, the better chance you have of hitting someone.
It's Gertrude the Glidey Girl.
Sorry.
Gertie Glider.
So,
Yep.
if it's the one that you were already shooting at, you shoot off the other wing, and it goes plummeting towards the ship, only to be able to veer away just in time to face plant into the salt flats.
And I yell, like Wile E. Coyote. Sorry,
This is
gang. I don't know where that came from. I don't really know who that is, but it just felt
Was it
right
your-
in the time.
Wasn't your commander in the...
In the Confederate Navy?
Frank,
Army,
that's
Navy?
a little too close to home. You back off.
All right. So then that.
No, it's Airy.
There, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. He was a 6, so you're a 5.
Whoa, now we're
See how it
rating
is.
women? Dan, come on.
Gertie was a 6.
Ooh.
Hey, excuse me, I'm a Salt Lake 5. But I'm a French Mexican, like,
7.
10 and a half. Alright. I guess I'll... Is there someone to shooty again? That's the person who... Gertie? That just shotty at us?
She just crashed into the salt flats.
Oh,
Yes.
shit.
Gertie went.
There's 2 down.
Shit.
Is there just one
Shitty
left?
Gertie went
Curdy mix.
splatty.
How many
There-
left?
There's 2 left.
Oh, okay. I'll shoot at one of those. Maybe.
No, thanks to Bartholomew.
I am working on it.
You're working on getting your cousin involved.
Oh my god. I rolled 3 11s.
Well, you hit.
Let's see if you can roll 3 10.
I
don't know. They're your shit.
Oh, I must use them for quickness and put them away.
One right in the middle.
Do you have the time to live?
Alright.
Back when they were good.
10.
Right? I am not a big fan of them these days.
That was
Yeah, I lost
Okay.
faith back in dating myself, high school.
20? No, that's
You're
a
younger than
That's
me,
a-
dear.
It's 23.
Yeah, I don't know.
Alright,
The
23.
whole, Black Parade phase.
Mhm. So 23, so
Wah, wah.
that's what, 3 wounds plus some change.
Yeah, so see. Yep. That one is hurting for certain. Yep.
And
Yay.
before anybody IMs the page on hell, that was My Chemical Romance, not Green Day. That was a joke.
I didn't even. I don't listen to My Chemical Romance ever, so I didn't get it.
Don't
I
at me
love-
on complaining about emo bands, because I consider Green Day one of them. After 2007.
Yeah.
I love
Af-
both of those bands.
after American Idiot, yeah.
Right. Is there anyone
Okay.
else other than the 5?
I have one other 5. So
Okay.
and this is the one that was going after Clem. Why, for the love of Christ, son of a bitch, they can't shoot tonight. You guys are...
I don't know. They got Allie and Frank pretty good.
that's true.
I don't really
They
know
just can't shoot
how
Clem.
the damage mechanics work for the Herald, because Clem hasn't really taken any
Right?
since
Hasn't really
he's
been
just
a
pulled
thing.
Parts off. Like,
Okay. Roll quickness again.
Again?
I do have a question.
If was there any other cards?
I don't
Yeah.
think
I think
so.
so.
Do
Okay.
we hold on to those
You
cards?
got a card!
like-
Proud of you.
Should I hold on to my 10 of diamonds and whatever my last one, the 6 was?
I
for
made
the
a
fight?
I made a
You're doing-
discard pile
Yeah, I just
Okay.
put him at the bottom of my deck.
Or that too.
Yeah, that's what I do.
I fucked up and reshuffled, so sorry.
That's-
I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's
God
random.
damn it! I got 2 again.
If we were
Don't draw from the
playing,
bottom.
I did
if we were
it.
playing in person, then we'd all use one deck.
Right.
But
Oh, interesting.
So,
I don't
Horace
French
is coming out
style.
with his gun drawn. 11, so he gets 2 cards of his own. I got one finally.
Yay.
Bartholomew finally manages to free the gun from his holster.
I'm pretty sure he's just been struggling this whole time. Come on, fuck it.
that's what she said.
In a cartoonish way, juggling it from hand to hand.
Yeah,
Yep.
but watch, he's not gonna hit now, right?
No, that would be too much.
Baby steps, Bartholomew. Baby.
right.
Either that or he's just gonna like fucking one shot these motherfuckers.
Right. It's one or the other.
All right, so
He's got a cold army. I didn't write down, so I have to look it up. Cold army is 10 range with 3d6. Okay. So I've got Horace has a queen and a 7. Bartholomew has a 6. Harry has a 2.
okay,
I have a queen, jack. I'm sorry.
I have 10. So
What
Go
did
ahead.
you have, Clem?
I guess that's
9.
Okay. So I guess Horace goes first?
I guess so.
Oh.
Yeah, oh, jeez, what's going on? And he starts shooting his gun. So he has to roll his shooting, which I think was actually really good on him. 2. 2d8. Alright. That's a 10, not an 8. That's an 8. That's an 8. Nope. He misses.
That was anticlimactic.
He's got another chance. It
Yep.
was close. He got an 8.
Okay,
Because he got a
Close.
5. He needed a 7.
so my turn with a 10.
Or
No, what about my
9.
jack?
Oh yeah, go for it.
Best I got is an 8. What is wrong with me? I suck at this. I'm going home.
No, don't be too hard with Clem. That's Alice. Like, hey, fella, don't be too hard on yourself. I'm taking off the robe now, and I'm only in my underwear as I get drunker.
This is Clem, too.
Sorry, underwear, headphones, and flip flops. Not all the way there yet.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
He's still a
warm tonight.
fashionista.
God.
Looking for those sponsors. This podcast is brought to you by Me Undies.
And Zoom. Two great tastes that taste great together.
Ow,
and
ow.
that shattering sound you're all hearing is Jeff's soul crumbling into tiny pieces.
No, it's my ribs cracking.
Oh,
All right, Josh, roll your dice.
I did a big.
I'm at a 9. You don't tell me. The marshal tells.
Yeah, because I technically get to go first. And what is this throwing? Come on, big money. Okay. Well, that misses, so then it goes. Okay, 1, 2, 3, west. Fine. Okay. So the one that is not yet wounded drops a stick of dynamite right
Oh.
over Horace,
Oh.
But-
Horace.
but misses. It misses, and it drifts to the left of him some distance and hits right on top of the cargo hatch and explodes. No one is killed, but there's definitely ringing ears of some of the crew members down below.
Not my earballs.
Not earballs. All right. Horace's next card is a 7.
I'm a 9.
All right.
Is that next? 9?
I guess, yeah.
Yep.
I expend my turn checking on Horace. No, just kidding. I'm going to shoot them.
Pow, pow, pow.
Right next to Horace's ears.
Are you okay?
Pow, pow, pow.
Ow, how, how.
Hey.
That is a 9. Oh, no, wait. I get 2 more. Hold the horses.
all of them. All the horses.
Yeah, an 11.
Yep. You hit.
Nice.
Damage the fuck out of it. Oh, shit.
What?
Hold on. Still adding it up. Yeah, that's a full 20 damage.
Nice.
Wow. So that one is really hurting for certain. Its nose is pitched, and it's more or less in a kamikaze dive bomb towards the
It's hurting for a squirting. It's gliding for some sliding into the ground.
All right.
It's fallen for some stalling because he wasn't the best.
Okay. So,
All right, who's next?
Horace has a 7.
My next card is a 4.
All right, so I guess it's Horace and then Bartholomew. All right, Horace.
How righteous that Horace goes before Bartholomew.
Twice.
Twice.
Oof. That's a 3. Not even close. His ears are ringing between the bomb and Clem's gun, so he's just not quite focused up enough. Okay, so then it makes it Bartholomew's turn with a 6. Bartholomew can roll 5d10, so he's got a pretty good chance.
Damn, dude. You know, for like several days there, I had absolutely no appetite. I didn't want to eat anything. I had to like make myself eat. Now I just want to eat everything.
Well, you're at that stage.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. 5d10 on his pistol.
Does that include Arby's?
I'm so hungry I could eat at Arby's.
Dude, I fucking love Arby's. People shit on it.
No,
think
I know, I do too.
It's great, yeah.
You can get a French dip sandwich from the drive-thru and curly fries. Yeah, fuck yeah.
So yeah, all you Arby's haters out there, eat our ass.
It's fucking
Looking
delicious.
for a sponsor.
It'll taste better than Arby's.
All right, I rolled a 9, but since it's a 10, a range of 10, that means I needed at least an 11, right? Or is 9 enough? Oh no, 9 meets, right?
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Oh, shit,
9 is
hits.
what I've been aiming for. I don't know about you, but we have the same gun, don't we?
I have the Colt Peacemaker.
Oh, I've got the Colt Army.
They're the same range. Okay.
Yeah.
So there you go.
So,
Yeah.
crap. I don't even remember how to roll. Okay, 3d6 damage. Got it.
Oh, my hips hurt. I've been sitting all day.
That is 12 damage, so 2 rounds.
Excuse me.
So the one that was, were you aiming at the one that's gliding in towards the ship?
Yes.
Or the one? Okay. So that one, you do it in, it breaks apart and slams into the side of the hull. Realizing that he's been beat, the last remaining glider turns and starts drifting.
Gliding away.
Gliding away.
He toodles off.
Oh, hey Josh. No?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
Have you ever had the red ranch for your fries at Arby's?
No, I'm straight up.
Straight up what?
Can I shoot it?
Yeah.
You cut out after straight up.
Sorry, straight up beef and cheddar boy.
Well, no, for the curly fries, you get a side of the red ranch to dip the curly fries in, and it's life changing. It is so good.
Is it just ketchup mixed with ranch?
No, it's like
no.
It's kind of, it's almost like sweet and sour sauce, almost, but
Weird.
like it. That's kind of what it looks like. It doesn't taste like that, but that's kind of what it looks like.
But with ranch fucked into this mix,
No,
I'm
no.
tuning out.
There's no actual ranch. That's just what they call it. They call it red ranch.
I have to try this. This
Do
is
it.
a new-
It's delicious.
I've only gone.
It's as much ranch as everything else is food at Arby's.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm a bit of a purist, so it's like I get my beef and cheddar, I get my fries, and they are perfect as is. But I will do that.
Give it a try.
I do beef
really
and
good.
cheddar and mozzarella sticks.
Ooh,
That's what I do.
guys.
Yeah. I want to shoot at this guy. I want to shoot at the retreaty glider boy.
Yeah, I'm going to Arby's tomorrow, I think.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Hashtag sponsored, not sponsored.
Hashtag come at us, bro.
All right.
So, do I just roll a?
Just roll a regular shot.
Yeah.
A regular attack.
And I aced it.
Whoa.
That would be a 20.
Oh, Jesus.
Jesus Christ.
Clem is in his element. Maybe he did defect from the Confederate Navy.
I think Clem is Muad'Dib.
So, yeah, you hit.
All right. $24 damage.
And you clip his butt out of the sky, and he goes twirling down towards the sunset.
And Clem, and I turn to Faulkner and go, and the deck is clean.
I've got one too. I go check on Horace to make sure he's okay. Because that's my other duty.
He's a duty.
Duty.
Oh my god, I've lost my mind.
She didn't even drink much scotch.
I had like a finger of it.
She fingered the scotch.
I did.
Our heroes have dive bombed some of Tower's competition. What damage has the dynamite caused? What are those dark clouds on the horizon? Find out next time on ODND Presents A Fistful of Dice.